Biggest one of them all, the Super Bowl. And it seems to get bigger every year. The lights get brighter. The cameras more numerous. And I don't know, there's just so much that goes into this game. It's an honor to be here, isn't it?
It is an honor, and I can't wait to share this game with you. This is going to be a whole lot of fun. You're my partner, my best friend. I can't imagine being anywhere else but right here with you. And just think about it this way. You mentioned the magnitude. This is no longer just a game for America or even North America. This is worldwide. People watching from just about every country in the world. This is impressive.
The biggest stage, the biggest game, and just about ready to roll. They'll run. Here's the rookie from Michigan. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at second down.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
From the 31, here's a 2nd and 9. First carry for the Iowa State man, Breece Hall. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk at a 45. That's good for a Jet first down, a gain of 13.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Now it's Fields. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
Excellent defensive effort to get to him and provide a little contact before the catch could be made cleanly.
Now a 2nd and 10. And he'll find Hall. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. That's probably as simple of a throw as he'll have all game.
And good for everyone. Good for his completion percentage. Good for the receptions for the receivers. But you know how they work on that. They have footballs with no laces. So that as soon as you get the snap, you're just throwing the football. All right, you're not trying to find the laces and grip it a certain way. That takes time. Just get the ball and throw it. So that's how they practice it all the time now, too.
And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? That looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
He finds his man, complete. That's Hall. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot. Here's Fields. That's into the hands of Edwards. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. A great effort there. 29 yards. And the Jets are on the board first here in this Super Bowl. Carlson's extra point up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. So now Carlson, after the touchdown, called on to send this one away. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now ETN to start the drive. And he is going to lose yardage here. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. This Super Bowl, of course, just a huge one for this head coach. The first time he's walked the sidelines in a game of this magnitude. And you know, I might normally ask the cliche, what's going through his mind right now? But maybe the better question, CD, What do you think are the pitfalls of being a first-time head coach in this game?
Well, you know it's something that he thought about, Brandon, and he had to. And he was thinking about it long before he got to this stage. As the season progressed, and he saw that his team was good, if he was smart, he started to make plans right then and there. Reach out to other coaches who've been there before. Find out how they handle winning, losing, handling all the ticket situations, travel, practice, all those things. And then trust your gut, make your best decision, and put it all out there and give your team their best chance to win.
And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much. Young's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. He'll get this out to the flat for Etienne. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Young. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 40. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10, right at the 40. To throw, Young. This is caught by McMillan. Only able to gain a couple there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Here's Young. He'll find McMillan here. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 3 catches for him now in this first quarter of the Super Bowl. Well, that's not just his first, not his second, already his 3rd completion here on the opening drive. And I think it's safe to say that getting him the ball in this game, one of their top priorities.
And a top priority for the defense has got to be finding ways to cover him. But I don't think you can have one basic coverage to get it done. You have to throw a number of coverages at him, make him think as he's running downfield, and hope you can create a little bit of havoc.
Here's 2nd and 10. They'll throw again. Young. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, it looked like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. And they'll send the slot in motion left. Now Young. Flush to his right. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them. And I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
So both teams come away with points on their opening drives. Now they still trail. They answered the touchdown with a field goal, but at least able to break that goose egg here early.
And that is what's important, right? Because they didn't let that initial touchdown go unanswered. Took the ball themselves, moved it downfield, and put it through the post for 3 points. Game on.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
They'll run with Allen. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. We are just getting started here at Super Bowl 59 in New Orleans. One quarter in the books. 7-3 the score. We'll return after this message. You're watching the NFL, and it's right here on EA Sports. Now Fields. Complete. Smith has it. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Back to throw. Fields. This pass out wide to Hall. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? Second and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A great effort right from the snap there on the defensive side from Amari Barno.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Now whistles come in before the snap. Looked like one of the Jets may have moved. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. Second down and long. Now Allen. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop his shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
And he is caught. They'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Give him 22 there on the third down conversion.
That's a big gainer on that play, and from experience, I can tell you, that's where defensive backs will come into the huddle and say, guys, how about some pass rush? But you're going to say it nicely because those big guys up front, they don't like being criticized very much. Quarterbacks in this league, you know they'll pick you apart if you give them time like that to find receivers downfield.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
And this one into the hands of DJ Shark. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15. From the gun on third down, Fields. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Boy, a call like this, certainly tougher to make in a Super Bowl, but they'll go for it on 4th down. They snap it to Fields. That's going to be caught. Touchdown. Garrett Wilson. A 24-yard touchdown. And the Jets continue to look good here in the first half of this Super Bowl. Carlson's extra point up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11. So after the made field goal, here's Carlson to send it away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball is going to come out to the 30-yard line. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. Their deficit is 11, 14-3, and needing to get something going here as they come up on 1st and 10. He'll get this off to ETN. And he'll get 2 or 3 out of that one, as that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning. Call it a gain of 3 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down. Young to throw it. ETN bringing in another one. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that'll leave him with a 3rd and 2.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Inside the 10. And he is not quite going to make it all the way in. They'll mark him down right about the 1-yard line. So that changes things. You get the interception, and then to boot, a good return tacked on.
And really it was down to him versus the quarterback on the return, and that's one you would think the defender would win. But a nice job there of seeing the play all the way to the end and making the tackle by the QB.
The best starting field position you could possibly have. 1st and goal from the 1. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Justin Fields keeping it himself from a yard out. And the Jets are feeling good as they extend their lead in this Super Bowl. Carlson's extra point up and good. And the lead is up to 18 now. Carlson back out there now to send this one away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
And that's complete ETN out of the backfield. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
He'll get that underneath ETN. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. First and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle. And the slot man goes in motion left. Young to throw it. And a throw right sideline is complete. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. 17 more yards. They had 17 on the previous snap as well. This is first and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. To the air once more, Young. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Panthers get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Until that late score here in the second quarter, they only had the field goal, so that's just big to see that football get into the end zone.
Yeah, when you look at the scoreboard now, nothing seems out of reach. They've been outplayed in the first half, but when the clock hits zeros as they head into the half, you know what I do as a head coach?
What?
I tell my team to sprint to the locker room to show that we've got the momentum and show that we're right back in this game.
And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room. Fields hit and the ball is loose. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And great field position coming up in the red zone at the 17-yard line. He was under duress, surveying, trying to find somebody to get the ball out of his hands. In the meantime, the defense, they took it out of his hands. And when the ball snapped, I know exactly what the defense is thinking. Get a sack, put him on the ground. But when you can also knock the ball free while doing so, oh, there's the bonus for you as a defender. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Young now after the fumble recovery. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. And to put it mildly, this is a tough spot defensively. They have to come right back out and defend their red zone. But how about that good first step towards forcing them to settle for at least 3 points? I think they're also thinking bigger right now. Imagine being able to stop them totally and change the momentum. Now Young. He'll drop this one off with ETN. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door. And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal. Young now. Dancing to, and he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Bryce Young in the final seconds of the first half. And the Panthers are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. And he's got it to make this a 21-17 game. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And with 10 seconds left, not really enough time to put something together. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. This is what defensive coaches ask of their defenders every single ball game. Get a hand on every throw and coverage. They want the deflections. They want the knockaways. Pick it yourself if you can, but at least knock it down and guarantee it's incomplete. 2nd and 10. A final shot before the break. Fields. And he'll find Hall. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gautin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. He's these two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in this Super Bowl. And no return forthcoming. It'll be a touchback. And the third quarter will start from the 30. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And they trail here in the Super Bowl, but fortunately for them, Charles, very much still within striking range.
Yeah, things didn't go exactly the way they planned in the first half. To me, they appeared to be a little bit tight, made a few errors they normally wouldn't. But, of course, this is the Super Bowl, so things get a little bit heightened in that regard. But I think they have to feel a little fortunate. They're only down what they are here starting the third quarter.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down.
This is certainly a team that has proven it likes to target its backs through the air, and defensively, they were aware of that and certainly were prepared on that throw.
Young. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's going to come up a few yards short of the first. They get him to the ground at the 37. Now Young on fourth down. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down. Straight ahead, Etienne. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 36 yards on the play. They've kept him in check until that run. That's the first time he's really gotten loose in this game.
And they have to keep that in mind. Don't dwell on the fact that he finally had a big run. You kind of are counting on that as the game went on. Get back to what you were doing before. Start limiting him again.
Young. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Add this game to the last one, and they moved the ball over 50 yards in 2 plays.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago. Followed it up with another nice one here. And before you know it, they're already looking at first and goal.
Etienne. Going to be hit and met at the line of scrimmage. They get him down at the 3. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
Once more, Etienne. And he's going the wrong way again. He'll lose yardage here back to the 5. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down.
We all know how much running backs love getting the ball down near the goal line. They think they're going to find a way into the end zone. He hasn't had that kind of luck so far. Ends up not getting in on the last 2 carries. You know he's going to be upset about a missed opportunity.
Young with it, third and goal. And that incomplete, nearly intercepted. And remember, he had his hands on one earlier, had 1 pick. He could have been his second, but instead it's 4th down.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
Well, they're going to try this thing. They're at the 5, 4th and goal. They're going to go for it. We'll see. Run, probably pass to both in the arsenal. Throwing, Young. And he's got it. Touchdown, Panthers. A great play there. His second touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Panthers have regained the lead in the second half of this Super Bowl. A try here for the extra point. And that one gives them a 3-point lead. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and and they kick this one away. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And, Charles, it feels like we're set up for a good second half here. Came out of the locker room, one-score game. Now the lead has already changed hands. Well, this offense, they've got an opportunity right now to take that lead right back.
Yeah, and it feels like you're going back and forth, almost a little bit like a tennis match, right? And we're just, our heads just keep moving. Which side has it? Which side's going to score? How are they going to go out doing it? A little bit of a challenge for each side, trying to match each other.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
On running plays, linemen, of course, have their assignments. That's expected. But it's not often you're expecting to see a cornerback blitzing in run support and tackling the runner for a loss.
Fields now to throw. And it's into the hands of Edwards. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. Fields. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. A hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. The Jets try it, but the 4th down play doesn't work. And this defense will take over right near midfield at the 49-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they had the touchdown during the last drive, and I'm guessing that you like the balance they had on that last drive.
And I loved it. Forget liking it. Absolutely love what they were doing, because to be ahead of a defense that much, where every play call you have, run or pass, is working pretty well for you.
Makes you look like a genius.
It really does. It also lets you know that your preparation was pretty good, and now the defense has to do all the adjusting.
Young working out of the gun. He'll get this out to the flat for ETN. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. Here's Young. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. Now here's Young. Finding ETN here. Catching it on the out route. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. So that's the end of 3 here in Super Bowl 59 from Caesars Superdome. The 4th and final quarter coming right up. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now a 2nd and 2. Again, it's Young. And this is going to be intercepted. And the Jets are right back in this football game. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And we're at the time in the Super Bowl where, look, they need points. And they need them badly. Trailing here. And it's a fumble. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
Wow. That ball ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. The fumble on first down. Now here's second down. Back to throw. Fields. And he fends him off. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have a first. Well, there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the fourth quarter, picking up the first.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time. And that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the field, and realizing when it was time to exit the pocket and go.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on second down.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's a 2nd and 7. Now a carry for Allen. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the first down. Close it out.
And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. Fourth down, no problem. Just a ho-hum pickup of 14 to keep the offense on the field.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
The ball under 32. It's 2nd and 2. Up the middle, it's Edwards. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
What a Super Bowl it's been to this point. Now a critical 3rd down here. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. A big play in this football game. 3rd down and 1. And he will have the first down, but he winds up taking a pretty good shot that time.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
Plenty of time and 2 timeouts still at their disposal. 1st and 10 here. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. Here comes second down. Now Fields. But it's caught on the right side at Smith. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. A big play here, 3rd and 2. Back to throw, Fields. Steps away to his left. And he will have the first down, but he climbs up paying for it pretty good. With nowhere to throw it, decided to scramble, and a nice job, CD. Got the yardage that he needed. Yeah, and his teammates are certainly going to appreciate that effort, even if his coaches don't, because they would have wanted him to slide and protect himself. But he chose team gain over personal protection. Edwards now on 1st and 10. And they'll get him down right around the 16. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go in the game. I know they got a little yardage there, but I'm not sure their investment is right. They're still running the football, and I'm not sure there's enough time to continue to do that. Second down, 8 yards to go. Here's Fields. Got his tight end. That's complete. That's Taylor. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout. And as the two teams talking over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Now 1st and goal. All eyes on Fields. And this is caught. Touchdown. And they've taken the lead here in the final minute. Now Carlson for the extra point. And that will make this a 4-point game. So now Carlson, after the touchdown, called on to send this one away. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee, and they'll start things out at the 25. This is 1st and 10. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. And that'll be a free 5 yards for the offense. Just like a tennis match, that's just an unforced error. Stay alert, don't jump early, and give them free yardage. So after the penalty, a break. 1st and 5. Young. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. Picked up by